So in this video tonight, I'm going to show you how I made these little Christmas tags. Very straightforward, but pretty. All made out of scraps and cutouts from Christmas cards, etc. And these two little tags also. Little flip tuck spot there with a little notebook and belly band there. I'm going to show you how I've done that. And also you'll see me place some of these in the journal as well. Some have come along with me. You can listen to the fireworks here. It's bonfire night. Let's see what we get up to. Hi, so what I did using my strips of scrap, basically, the cut-offs from previous journals I've made, I got some coffee stained, well this is tea stained paper, cut the strips, glued the strips on, cut the strips to size, glued the strips on the coffee stained paper so that they get a nice back on them. There's some yellow on there as well, I'm not sure what that is. Glued them on, picked out some bits and pieces that I like. This is off an old previous Christmas card. There's some Tim Holtz pieces here, so I just keep a tin of bits and pieces, you know, each year, things that I like, and I pop them in there to use up at times like this at Christmas. Oh, excuse me, at Christmas time. I have my scraps, I have things I can call on to cut out should needs be. Got my glue, and off I go really. This one I've decided, this is a previous tag I'd made, but I'm going to stick it on here. I've got my glue, my PVA, which is, as I said before, it's just like Eleanor's glue. Now, if you can hear lots of crackles and bangs in the background, it's because it's bonfire night here in the UK. So we've got fireworks going off. So it's the night, 5th of November, every single year, and it celebrates nearly 500 years ago when Guy Fawkes had a foiled plot to blow up the Houses of Parliament with all the government in. No further comment on that. Anyway, it was a failed plot, but every year, probably 400 years ago, so every year for 400 years we celebrate it. And it was the failure of the gunpowder treason, gunpowder plot. This happens every year, so that is what you can hear in the background. Let's pop that on. In fact, I'm going to move that up there over that hole. Oh, Sharon. It's sticking to my fingers more than it's sticking to where it should be. Let me just wipe that with a baby wipe, because now I've got glue everywhere. Goodness knows I would have got it on my fingers, but I did, so now I just need to wipe it off there. So yeah, it's the failed gunpowder plot, celebrated every year here in the UK. So we have a bonfire, and well, when I was little we used to put, kids used to make a Guy Fawkes out of, they'd get sort of something to make its legs with, so that was usually like a pair of old tights or a pair of their dad's trousers or the arms out of a jumper and all sorts of things to make the legs with. Guy Fawkes' legs, his top half of his body, which was usually a jumper or a shirt, dad's shirt or something. Obviously kids asked the parent if they could do that, so they'd have a head made out of scrumpled up newspaper, usually shoved inside a pair of tights, tights are like pantyhose, so they'd have that, and then that looked better under there, I think. Yeah, and then you'd put your Guy Fawkes on top of your bonfire and set fire to it. We've got lovely customs here in the UK, but we don't do that anymore. It's not done. Probably not politically correct to put somebody on a bonfire and burn them. But it was 50 years ago, because we did it all the time, and you'd see kids all over everywhere collecting a penny for the guy. And then when you collected in your pennies, you went and bought your fireworks with them. Whereas now you've no chance, because fireworks are so expensive. Plus you can't, I think you've got to be, I'm not sure if you've got to be over 18 or over 21 to buy fireworks now here. That's some Tim Holtz. These are a couple of vintage little coupon stamps. Little trading stamps. I'm going to pop them on. Oh, these are Tim Holtz as well. I was thinking they were ones that my grandma collected, but they're not. The Tim Holtz. I used to go with my grandma spending her stamps at the local co-op. Actually, hers were green anyway, and those are red, so nowhere could they have been my grandma's. So yeah, that's what the 5th of November is about here, but it's certainly very, very different than when I was a little girl. I'm sure there was something on top of that. Oh well, right. Oh, there it is. It's my Christmas stocking. Yeah, there's too much PC and health and safety and things now. I mean, we're very rare. When I was little, the bonfires and fireworks would be in your back garden. You know, you'd have your bonfire and your dad has set the fireworks off, and probably your elder brother and younger ones and girls would watch, stand around the bonfire. You'd eat your toffee apples, and you'd have black peas with salt and vinegar on them. You'd have parkin, which is similar to a ginger sort of loaf, and yeah, it was a great evening. It was like really special to look forward to. Some kids would have theirs on playing fields, so they'd have some of the biggest bonfires I've ever seen in my life. Now, if anybody tries to build a bonfire that high, then the local fire department come and take them down, and you're not allowed to have them that high. It's dangerous. Well, is it dangerous? Because it wasn't dangerous when I were a kid, so you know, suddenly it is. Sometimes I think these health and safety people are just out to spoil. But you know, I'm not condoning things. If you're choosing to have a bonfire like that, yes, always check with an adult and make sure you've got an adult with you, because as much fun as we had when we were kids with our bonfires, we always had an adult with us. It was never without an adult present. So I've got a super Santa on his sleigh. I do remember where I got this paper from now, and it's from Stamperia. Oh, I've got a glass of wine. I nearly dipped my glue brush in my glass of wine. Yeah, so I've fussy cut this out from the Stamperia papers. They look like this. It's a lovely collection, Christmas collection. I love these pinks and blues. So yeah, make sure you stay safe, keep safe. You know, matches never touch. They can hurt you very much. I mean, yeah, we did have these things, but we were very, very careful, and our parents were very, very safe doing them. Most bonfires now in the UK on bonfire night are actually organised displays. but they cost a fortune. They cost so much to go in, you know, for a family. Ridiculous. Anyway, there's pros and cons to both ways, I suppose. Right, so those are all glued on. So what I'm going to do now is cut them out. I feel that this one's a bit missing a bit at the bottom there, so I'm going to put a Christmas cheer, that one says. I'm going to put a little word on the bottom of this one. Yep, so we have Halloween, as we all do, on the 31st of October. Then for us, bonfire is massive. So a bonfire on the 5th of November, and then as of tomorrow, we start with all our Christmas things. I mean, the shops are already off with the Christmas things, but families will start and get the Christmas things organised. Trees will be coming out, decorations, houses will be being decorated. Pretty wonderful, actually. It is a great time of the year, isn't it? We just seem to have like celebration after celebration, because we've got Diwali. I don't think we've actually read Diwali yet. Diwali's always around this time. Then of course there'll be Hanukkah coming up. So yeah, quite a bit going on. Right, so I'm going to clip the bottom of all these as well. Yeah, so we'll have Diwali, which is for the people of Hindu religion, and that's lovely. That's the festival of light, so we see lots of again, light, surprisingly enough, lamps and things at people's houses, all the houses lit up with like Christmas lights, not decorations, the Christmas lights, fairy lights. Get it right, Sharon, fairy lights. So yeah, lots and lots to celebrate. Right, I'm just going to stitch around these, and I will be back shortly. I'm back. So I've stitched around those. This one I did in the zigzag. As you can see, my original thread ran out there and I didn't have any more, so I've gone to the bright pink. This one I've zigzagged around as well. This one I've stitched around twice. You can see that better on the back side, and the same on that one. And I've also done the tea stained distress oxide around. I don't know if you watched my other video where I made these little journaling cards and these tags as well. So I've got a nice little selection here from my journal. So now I'm going to do two other types. So this comes from the same papers as the last video, so I will put a link to my last video, because that tells you what the papers are. So these again are just offcuts. There's no point me telling you exactly what size really, because you know, it just depends on the size of your journal and the size of your offcuts. I mean, that's a 12-inch, so that's like a full page length by almost 3.5, and then I've just folded it, and it's 4.5 by, well, obviously 3.5. This one I've just folded into 2, and this one is 3.5, so that'll be 7 inches, and again by 3.5 there. So I've got my corner punch, because I want to put rounded corners into this journal. I'm just going to make a couple of these style, because I think I'll have enough then. I'm just punching away. In fact, I think I'll just punch these corners as well. Such a weakling, such a weakling. That makes it look pretty. You know, on the inside there, it looks a bit like a Christmas cracker. Right, they're all punched around. So as you can see here, I've done this page slightly smaller. So I'm going to get some lace. Here it is. And I'm just for both of these, so let's just get a couple of pieces of lace. Well, it's not lace, is it? It's like a broderie anglaise, and I want to make a couple of tabs. That'll be one. This will be the other. Put a couple of tabs on them. Put that in my box of beautiful vintage laces. This lace is dyed with green tea. Right, so let me sit back down again. So this one, I'm just going to put some glue on the front here. I mean, you could make little matchbooks, couldn't you, I suppose, if you wanted to. Let's put some glue on the front there. Do you know what I've just watched today? And I know it's a bit late in the day because it's been out for ages. But with one thing and another, we've been so busy here with all the work we've been doing on our house. I hadn't watched the Wednesday Addams. So today, me and my daughter watched the last one. We'd watched all the others. Oh, it makes me laugh. Oh, she's I can't just think of her name. The girl who plays Wednesday is just so brilliant. And I particularly like the girl who plays Enid. And then the girl whose name I just can't remember, which is embarrassing. The girl with the red hair, the one that disappears, makes herself invisible. She played a good part as well. Oh, they all do, but they're particularly nice little friendship group. So she's gone off now, Wednesday Addams, with Uncle Fassie. Well, you might not have seen it. I'll not give anything away. Anyway, so if you've seen it, you know how it ends. So yeah, it was quite funny. It makes me laugh. Right, there we go. So I've got two little books made. This one is going to be really easy because I'm just going to put papers in the middle, stitch papers in the middle of this one to make a little notebook. So let's just do some decoration there on the front. So let's see what I've got in here. So let's put some of this on. Yeah, so that was quite funny today. Today there was just me and my daughter at home, and we had a really nice time. I was done some crafting, a little bit of crafting this morning while she was catching up on some. She promised me she'd do the washing and ironing this week, so she was busy washing and ironing. So it was lovely. I could craft without, you know, a feeling of guilt. I mean, she's 32, my daughter, so it's not as though she's only 6 and I'm making her do the washing and ironing. She's 32. Actually, shall we just take that bit of white off? Yeah, so she's doing the washing and ironing, I was crafting. Then she shouted me in. I've made some cheese and pickle sandwiches, which was so nice, because they always are, aren't they, when somebody else makes them for you. Let's get my PVA glue. So yeah, she's made some sandwiches. So when we had our sandwiches, we watched, she said, let's watch the last one of what we've been promising ourselves. Because we've been busy watching other things. We've been watching RuPaul UK, we've been watching Great British Bake Off, we've been watching The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. We've been watching all these things. We've been busy, I've been busy, Nobby and I, decorating the house, and before you know it, time's just passed, hasn't it? And it's like, where's it all gone? Where has time gone? You know, we just have the same amount of time as everybody else, but I just feel like I've just got less time. Pretty sure I have. Right, I'm going to put the policeman on. It reminds me of the policeman out of Noddy. Did you ever watch, or read, I should say, read? I used to, when I was a child, it was reading Noddy and Big Ears. However, when my children were children, it was watching it on the TV. Then we went to see a stage show of Noddy. I don't even think you can call them Noddy and Big Ears anymore. I'm just going to pop that on the front of there. Yeah, so we watched Wednesday then she went back to, took the dog to the vet, because the dog, she might have Cushing's syndrome, which is overactive, well, it can be caused by overactive renal glands, or it could be through a hormone that's released from the brain. If it's the hormone that's released from the brain, there's no way of finding out through a scan if it's Cushing's syndrome, whereas if it was hormones from the adrenal glands, then the glands would look larger. So at the minute, just from a urine test, you can hear the fireworks. From the urine test, there's 53% chance of Cushing's syndrome. So she is now having a more intense urinary test, of which she's got to have been stress-free for a week. So to which I said, well, we've got a puppy. My son's puppy living with us, so you know, what's more fun but stressful. So within a week and a half, so my son will be moving into his new house, which he's been busy doing up with his dad. So he'll be moving, puppy will be going. So a week after she moves out, Norma she's called, a week after Norma moves out, then we're to get the urine specimen off the dog. So we have to like squat down behind the dog to get the urine specimen, which is all good fun, isn't it? Right, I'll put the papers in that one in a minute. Right, let's just decorate the front of this one. Get my bits and pieces out. There is that. That's rather nice, isn't it? Sort of stagger those like that. What do you think? Is there anything else? Oh, look at this little teacup with a robin on. I do like that. And a cherry. That's pretty. I think I prefer that actually. Just there like that. Yes. So yeah, so a week after Norma moves out, we can do the urine specimen, which will go to the vets, and that will give, oh, it's funny this, made me laugh. That'll give the vets even more of an idea of whether she's got Cushing's syndrome or not. Now, if it's coming back as it looks like she might have, the next stage is a blood test, which in itself is stressful. So she'll release corticosteroids anyway then. So at the moment, she's just weeing all over the place. Now, not all the time, about twice a day, she stands up and, oh, the floodgates open. Now, downstairs, we're not so bad because we've not got carpets downstairs, but upstairs we have. So upstairs, it is a problem. Yep, it is definitely a problem. So in the meantime, just while we have got to get through this, well, it's a week and a half before Norma moves out with my son. Then it's a week after before we can do a blood test, urine test. Then it'll be a week before they get the urine test back. So, what's that, 2.5, 3 weeks before we know. So in the meantime, they've given the dog something to improve sphincter control, because the dog is nearly 14, but she's a spaniel, she's nearly 14, so she's got something to improve sphincter control of her bladder. So I rang my mum up. Now my mum's 88, almost, within a couple of weeks, and now my mum and the dog, our dog, are on the same blood pressure tablets. So I rang my mum. That's pretty, isn't it? Hope you like that. So my mum and Bodicea, she's called, my dog, are on the same blood pressure tablets. See, I'm just playing around now with bits and pieces. So when I told her about the sphincter control, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? my mum said, "Oh, is there any chance of some of that for me?" Which made me laugh. Oh dear. Yep. So she said, "I know how Bo feels. It comes to us all." So it just made me laugh, made me giggle to myself. Right, so there's the front. Let's open up. So this one, I want to sort of put a belly band. Then I can put some things inside it. So these are the sort of things I could put inside, I think. Yep, these are Tim Holtz. So yeah, so she's on sphincter control medication. So we've to give it her every 8 hours, to which I said, do I have to do that in the night as well? Now, if I do, no problem. This is nice. It just says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If I've got to give it her in the night, then I'd get up and give it her in the night. Yeah, I don't like my sleep being disturbed. I am a lover of sleep. So anyway, the vet said no. She said as long as you give it her last thing at bedtime, then my hubby is an early riser. I'm not. So hubby will be up. So really from last thing at bedtime because I stay up late watching YouTube videos on crafting. So I'll be up so I can give her a last medication. Then hubby will be up early so he can give her a first medication. So between us, we should have it worked out. So that's good. But she said as long as she has like the equivalent of 3 lots in a day and they're evenly spaced out, that's the main thing. So that's what we're going for. What can we make this belly band out of? I'm having a look. If I've any in sort of long and I know. Could use these, couldn't I? Let's have a look. Actually, they're a bit short, those. They're a bit short. What could use this? So yeah, so we got back from the vets and gave her some. And she'll have some more at bedtime tonight. Now she, look at that, I've virtually cut that exactly, it's the right length. I don't know how I did that. I could probably never ever do that again. Just cut it straight. So yes, she had one lot this afternoon and she'll have another at bedtime and another in the morning. So yeah. Just get a little bit of this lace. So that's nice. This is some lace. Here it is, and it's dyed with avocado. I love the colour of pink that you get from avocado. So hubby's been at my son's today. He's been grouting the bathroom. He's just finished decorating it, tiling it. Well, decorating it too because he's painted it all. So it's all ready for the bathroom. It's not actually fitted yet, the bathroom, but it's all ready for it. The guy has been, so he's had my son's had my husband is handy. My husband could have probably done all of it. However, it would have took that long to do it all because my son's had everything back to bare brick. Do you know, I'm just going to move that along a bit. It wasn't quite central. That's with chatting. So look in here if there's another little one for in there. Oh, that's nice, holiday. Yeah, so hubby could have done it all, but he'll tell you himself. It would have took him ages, because although he comes from a building and construction background, as he's getting older now, things are taking ages. I'm going to put a little notebook of pages across there as a little notebook. Do I want anything on there? Boop. Do I want anything on there? I suppose I could put a little pocket on the back, couldn't I? Let's use the robin. So that is about there. Let's just cut that. Where did I make my mark there? There it is. And then let's cut that across there. When I do my... The girl on the ridge is just... I've never seen anybody cut as straight as she can. She's absolutely amazing. Absolutely. I just can't do... So that's the right size. Let's just do that. And that. And that. And that. Yeah, she cuts so amazingly straight. I think I've said that before. I love watching the girl on the ridge. We've got a nice little pocket there. So I need a little journaling card for in there. Ooh, traditions. That's nice. That just appeared in my tin. It must have been hiding. Now I normally put lace underneath. Well, not when I say normally, I often do. Or I put paper. You know, vintage paper or books and dictionary paper, book papers and things. So let's put that on there. And then go around that. Just wasn't quite, not just quite ripped enough off there. Let's just stick a little bit extra. It's one good thing with paper crafting, isn't it? You can just sort of stick a little bit extra. I'm at that point now where my glue is just bubbling up. There we go. Traditions. This is newspaper actually. I love working with scraps. It's amazing that the majority of this journal, apart from the Tim Holtz bits, has been made from, and the main, not even the main paper on the covers has been made, everything else really has been made from scraps. So I'm off to London this weekend. I don't know if I've told you. And that is going to be amazing. Some business awards. We've got Nursery Personality of the Year, which, because I have my own business, so one of my team is up for Nursery Personality of the Year. And that is so exciting. She's worked with me now for 22 years. I used to be a children's nurse before, but I got a Children's Day nursery and it all sort of expanded from there. That'll go nice in there. It's all expanded from there. So there was a number of nurseries. Then we sold a couple because I was retiring and didn't retire because my son and daughter and another lady who I work with called Wendy have sort of taken over the running of the business. So they submitted us for these business awards. So one of the ladies who works at the nursery, Linda, she's up for Nursery Personality of the Year, and she is just such an amazing teammate. So that's nice in there, 24th of December. Right, I'm just going to get some paper so I can make some pages for inside this one and get some pages from the back of there, which should be good fun. So I'm just gonna work out my sizes there. I'm gonna make this like a little book. Shall I make it like a little book, or no, I'm gonna do it with like tear off pieces. So hubby, me and hubby, then Linda and her husband, and then my son and daughter, then Wendy, my sort of the lady I said works with my son and daughter. They work together, the three of them, and run the business. And then we're also up for an award for Nursery Learning Environment of the Year. So let's just fold that into 3. So the nursery that's up for that award, Learning Environment, there's 3 staff. And what happened there is we have this particular nursery is built in an old agricultural building, and it only actually occupies half of the agricultural building. So we were umming and ahhing at what to do with the other half, because there's a covenant on the building as to how many children we could have in. So we knew we couldn't make the nursery sort of potentially any bigger for more children. I'm forgetting to round my corners. So my hubby just said, well, why don't we just make like a huge indoor play barn? And that is what we did. So we actually call it the barn, and it's just amazing. Half of it we've made like a glamping site. So we've got a bell tent, canvas bell tent, we've got a wooden tent, we've got a proper miniature sized, child sized gypsy caravan, and I had it all painted up. We've got like a tinker's yard for tinkering. I don't mean tinker as in travelling people, I mean like for tinkering in a scrapyard type thing. So we've got that, and we have a big sort of sandpit area with fixed diggers and things in for the children to dig away there. Right, so I'm going to stitch that across there. Let's just put a little bit of glue on to hold it in place. I'll put that on with the pink at the bottom. Yeah. So, and that one is a forest school, which is sort of features like it's the Scandinavian way of education. So our children do spend a lot of time outside. So that one is up for award for nursery environments with 3 members of staff from there coming along. So we're all off to London. Linda's husband he was in the British Army, and it just so happens to be the Remembrance Sunday, November the 11th for us. I'm not bothered that this paper's torn and what have you there. It just all adds to the overall effect of everything. So yeah, Linda's husband was in the British Army, so he is delighted that it's Remembrance Sunday, because it means he can go to the Cenotaph in London. Will that fit? Let's have a look. Absolutely perfectly. Yeah, so he's going to go, him and Linda are going to go to the Cenotaph. So we get the awards on Saturday. Sunday he's off to the Cenotaph, him and Linda, to see the royal family. Let's hope he gets close enough, but whatever. To see the royal family. Well, not just to see the royal family there, but to just experience the whole what's the word I'm looking for? Just the whole what is the word, Sharon? The whole sort of ambience and atmosphere, and to pay his respect to colleagues of his that might have been killed, you know, in various wars. I'm going to stitch this, then I'll be back. So I'm just going to do a few pages of my journal, not too many, because the fireworks are heating up outside, you can hear. And I'm going to put some of my tags and things in and just bring you along on the journey. So I've stitched my pages in using the 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I have taken some of the pages out because it was getting too chunky and I don't want that. So this is what the journal looks like, and I like it. It's simple, and which is exactly what I wanted it to be. Simple but very pretty and effective, I do believe. So let's just add some of these lovely tags that I've made so that you can see how they're going to be used in the book. This is a glassine bag with the fairy stamp on there. We'll pop that in there. So I do like to quite often just put more than one in. See, I would hang something down like that, but if I do, it covers her up. However, it does look nice hung down, doesn't it? That little book, that little tag book, and it is a nice little surprise to see the fairy there when you take. I can't get it in now. It's a nice little surprise to see the fairy there when you do take the tag out. There we go. So I think I'll do that. So you've got a little snippet there of the feet, but when that's taken out, you get the fairy. So that's an added surprise. I need to just clip these while I remember. So I want to get all these corners rounded. Now on this page, I've got a pocket here and a little writing spot. Oops, just there as well for writing on. So what can we put in there? Oh, I have got these Victorian Christmas cards. Now I'm going to stand up and bring it up. How absolutely beautiful is that? The work, you know, cutting out, etc. And this sort of glitter effect on it has obviously been done by hand, and the same around the star as well, and some glitter on the front on the die cut. I mean, remember, these would have been done, well, they probably did have a pressing machine, but how beautiful. And that one, oh yes, it is written on, because it says Mr. Hart, with all kind thoughts and good wishes for the new year from Mr. Hart. So we'll pop that in there. So I am putting some vintage and antique, because that is a real Victorian Christmas card. I've put one in the front here as well. Oh no, that's a Victorian postcard. Oops, let's do those corners. Just popping them in. So there's an envelope. I'm going to put this in. I think I'm going to put this postcard in. So this is a Victorian postcard. I'm going to pop that in. Looks quite nice. Or I could look at popping I've got a vintage from Bulk Petroleum Transport. It must have been something that went out, you know, to staff. Don't know, I could put something like that. Oh yeah, I could put that in as well, couldn't I? And do it like that. Because like I said, I do like to put in more than one thing. There we go. This one, I'll just have to cut these corners with my scissors. Don't mean cut the corner, I mean so while you're doing these things, I mean, I always go through and do a check anyway, but while you're putting your ephemera in, you can just check, you know, your ribbon and any other glue work you've done, checking ribbon and trim and things that it is fastened down. On this page I made like a flip out, and in it I put a little pocket, and this has got "Sent in Friendship's Name" from Eleanor Gray. This is another Victorian Christmas card. Again, it looks like it's been done on a die cut machine back in Victorian times, so I popped that in there. But I do believe that I also, see, I've not heavily decorated things because I thought whoever gets this book will want to decorate themselves, space to decorate it themselves. So I've made a pocket there. So this is a Tim Holtz. Shall we see if that fits? That just got, oh, that looks nice there, just popping out there. Sometimes these edges don't look straight, you know, because of the bulk of your book, but they are straight. Here we are at the centre of the book. So I'm going to stop the video in a minute or two, because I'm going to stop and I'll just finish off my journal tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a flip through. Oh, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to do my 1000 subscriber giveaway as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Oh, there's a tuck spot here. Let's put something in there. I think I will put in one of these. This policeman. Whoops, that's lifting. This is one of the tags I made in the last video. So like I say, I'll put a link below. I can put the policeman in there because he is rather cute, just peeping out. And let's just do one last one, and then I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go and watch Coronation Street. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos, and I'm going to sleep. I mean, I'm not asleep at the moment because of the noise of the fireworks, but hopefully that should start and settle down soon. Of my papers. Right, I've got another quite a large pocket here, so I'm going to put this one in, large 24th of December tag, so that can stick up there. Do I or do I put this one in? Merry Christmas. No, I'm going to put this in, this one. I could always put that one in with it if I wanted to, or I could put that just hanging over the front there. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Put that over the front, put that there. That looks nice. And I'm going to love you and leave you at this point because I'm actually going to stop and I'm going to come back tomorrow, finish off these last few pages, put my sari silk around, and then I'll do a journal flip through. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow or the day after with that video. So thank you for watching, and you've been watching Sharon on Be Divine Vintage. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. It really, really does help my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. I'd love you to give me some feedback, constructive feedback would be absolutely fantastic, and is always welcome. And I do, as far as possible, always try to respond as well. So see you soon, and thank you for watching.